today's topic is 6.4 operations of polynomials, and now we're going to multiply. So there's kind of two different kinds of polynomials that we can see. So the first two problems we saw in the last unit, and you can just solve these problems right in the Go formative because they're the exact same. So there's no need to do them on a separate sheet of paper, but obviously you can if you'd like. Okay, so this is exactly what we did last time. We're just multiplying, so 5 times 2 is 10, and then x to the 4th times x to the 8th. You're going to add those exponents together. So that is x to the 12th. So we have 10x to the 12th. Okay? You can just go ahead and write that right in the Go formative box. Number 2, we're going to do it again, but now we have 3 numbers that we're going to multiply together. So that's 4 times 10 times 2. 4 times 10 is 40. 40 times 2 is 80. A squared times a to the 4th. So we're going to add those exponents because we're multiplying 2a's times 4a. So in that case, we're multiplying 6a's all together. So that's a to the 6th. And then the last one is b to the 3rd times b to the 6th. So 3 plus 6 is b to the 9th. Okay, so those two should have been pretty easy because that's stuff we did last week. Okay, now it's going to get a little bit more interesting because we are multiplying polynomials. So there's 2 terms, 1, 2, times another polynomial that is 2 terms, 1, 2. So we're going to multiply them similar to how we multiplied complex numbers. We're just going to distribute twice. And most of you have done this in Algebra 1 and in geometry. But here we go. So we're going to multiply this first term, 2x, times both of the terms in the second parenthesis. So that's 2x times x, which is 2x squared. So remember, we're multiplying. We're not adding yet. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. And then we're going to do the same thing for the second. So that's 1. 1 times x is 1x, or you could just say x. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Now we're going to combine our like terms. 2x squared, I don't see anything else that has x squared, so that's just 2x squared. Negative 6x plus 1x is negative 5x. Minus 3, there's nothing else, so it's just minus 3. This is my final answer, so you can go ahead and type it into the Go formative box. Okay? So, if you didn't like to distribute twice, there is another way that you can multiply them. And we're going to use, it's kind of like the box method when we did completing the square. But these terms are on the outside of our box. So 5x plus 1, that's going to go on top. So 5x plus 1. And then 2x minus 1 goes on the side. So 2x minus 1. And then we just multiply. So we're going to multiply 5x times 2x and put that in the top box. So 10x squared. So it's kind of like the multiplication chart from probably like elementary school that you used to do. And then you can do 2x times 1, which is 2x. Then you're going to do the 5x times negative 1, negative 5x. And then we're going to do 1 times negative 1, and that's just negative 1. Then we just combine our like terms. So 10x squared goes first. I can combine these two terms. 2x minus 5x is negative 3x. And then we just have minus 1. Okay? And I'm going to do one more example. This last one, it's very similar to the ones we just did. The only difference is now we have just a different amount of terms. So in the first one we have 3, and then we have 2. So I'm going to use the box method again. If you would rather distribute, you can do that. So x squared plus 2x plus 1. So here's my first box. There we go. And then we have x minus 3. So that's x minus 3. Okay, and then we're just going to multiply. Oops. Let me write that better. Okay, x squared plus 2x plus 1. That's going to go on the top of the box. And then x minus 3 goes on the side of the box. So we need 3 columns and 2 rows, just like that. Okay, let's go and multiply. X squared times x, x to the third, x times 2x, that's 2x squared, x times 1, is just 1x, or x. And we're going to do the same thing for the second row. Negative 3 times x squared, negative 3x squared, negative 3 times 2x, negative 6x, negative 3 times 1, negative 3. We're going to combine our like terms. So it's just x to the third first, because that's the only x to the third. Here's our x squareds. So 2x squared minus 3x squared is 1x squared, or you could just say negative x squared. And then we have 1 minus 6x, which is negative 5x, and then we just have that minus 3 at the end, and that's it. Okay, for this question, I'm just going to distribute like I did in the last one. So you can do the box method, makes it pretty simple, or you can just distribute. So 2x times 3x squared, so that's 6x to the third. 2x times 6x is 12x. 2x times 7 is 14x. 5 times 3x squared. Oops, and I already messed up because this should be a squared. That's 15x squared. 5 times 6x, which is 30x. And then 5 times 7, which is 35. Combine our like terms. So that's 6x to the third. Remember, when we're adding our like terms, my exponent does not change. 12 plus 15 is 27. X squared. 14 plus 30 is 44x. And then we just have a 35 at the end. Okay, and that's it.